Like if you 20 years ago, if you traveled to New York, you found out that there's a different kind of coffee shop there, and there's different type of
Yeah,
food and different types of clubs, and that's why you travel to those locations, because it was a different culture, right? A
yeah,
different way of living. But because of Instagram, every single coffee shop around the world looks the same, tastes the same, is
true.
exactly the same.
And,
Welcome back, everybody, to the Artist Coaching Podcast, the podcast for artists who are serious about their music career. And first of all, Happy New Year to the Aussies, I think,
and to
right?
the people who are listening in the new year.
In the new year. Who are not here today with us. I don't see anyone in the chat yet, so maybe everyone's gone, I don't know. Oh, wait, I have to send out. Oh, shit, I have to send out a message in the Discord, sorry.
Oh no, we're very well prepared.
Yeah, we're
Uh,
not prepared at all, as in, Jay is in a holiday home right now, so the internet sucks. And I forgot my charger for my laptop, so I think this is going to be
One of the
a short.
shortest episodes in Artist Coaching Podcast history.
Yeah, we're here, so we're being consistent, but it's not going to be for long.
Nope.
The thing is, I do have a charger, because these days you can use your iPhone charger as well. It's just that the power of an iPhone charger is not enough to, like, literally charge the MacBook when you're actually using it. So it kind of keeps it alive in some kind of way, but it's not really charging. So
We're
yeah,
keeping our fingers crossed.
exactly. Anyway, how have you been? You're in a holiday home right now.
I'm in a holiday home. I'm in the limbo state that is between Christmas and New Year's.
Lovely,
Um,
lovely
and
state.
I've well, I'm on my phone watching sometimes, like when I'm relaxing. But I'm not posting. I'm like no career things. I'm just switched off. I was like, "Merry Christmas, everybody." I'm gonna switch off, which I told everybody I was gonna do
Yeah,
on the
exactly.
podcast last week. And I'm doing it, and it's nice. It's like the world still spins. I'm not really like worried about not posting, and then in the new year, if I have new cool stuff, I will post it again. And yeah, it's nice to hang out with family, with kids, and play a bit of golf here and there. Eat a lot, drink
Mm-hmm.
on times during the day where you normally wouldn't drink. Let's say like 11 a.m. isn't usually where I pop open a bottle of wine, but in between Christmas and New
Why
Year's,
not?
everything's allowed. So, what about you?
Okay. Same kind of thing. I just went ice skating with the kids, had lunch with the kids, and now we're kind of preparing for tonight, for New Year's Eve. So yeah, same thing, like slow. I was
Yeah,
listening to a podcast last week about like goal setting and stuff, and why January 1st is this moment in the year where everybody feels like a new year, new me, right? So, and that was actually an interesting theory, as in he said this, for most people, this time of the year, so that limbo state that you refer to, is the only moment where they actually take time to slow down, where they literally like slow down and are able to reflect and to think a little bit ahead. And like it's the only time a year where the world kind of seems to slow down, because a
yeah,
lot of the businesses are closed, and I don't know, it's just a slower pace in general. um, and it's always interesting to me, because I'm more a fan of, whenever you want to do something, today is the right day, right? Doesn't matter
yeah,
if it's January 1st, it's just today.
yeah,
um, but there's always people who need that January 1st moment to get started. It's interesting.
yeah. I mean, I have the same a little bit but that's because towards Christmas, I'm already like, I'm really like postponing things, and I'm like, yeah, it's almost
Yeah.
Christmas, so I kind of want to
Already kind of
maybe,
checking out, right? Like,
yeah, kind of checking out, and then this happens, and it's kind of like, oh, but I also I told my girlfriend today, like, I'm really excited to get back to work. I want to get back to work, but it is
Mm.
also nice to have that, like, it's not going to be until then. And I think it's a good thing to take a break, because there's, especially when you work for yourself, if you're an artist or you have your own company, whatever, you there's always work. There's always something you can or even should be doing, and it's
Yep.
nice to realize you can put it away for even a few days, and then realize, oh, everything still happened. As long as you pay your taxes in time, I guess there's not really, and certain bills, I don't think there's much that can really go bad. Just, you need to work a bit harder, but I think if you then come back and realize, hey, I want to really come back,
Mm.
you have the right job, you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
um, yeah, I think that's something you want to strive for, that you don't really want to take days off. And I think if I didn't have a family, I would be still working, I guess, but that's why it's good to have a family, to sometimes
Yeah, that's true.
force yourself
They
for them.
force you to slow down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard this question as well, which was very interesting. Like, what should I do, or what should I keep doing this year in order to make 85-year-old me miserable?
Oh,
That was a
that's
very interesting. That was a very interesting question. So, what am I doing today that I should keep doing to make 85-year-old me miserable? I was like, oh, that's a very nice way to think about it.
it is, but it's also like, isn't it better to focus on what would 85-year-old me be happy with,
Yeah,
or is
but
that too
that
easy?
also, it's probably too easy, and it doesn't really challenge you because most people know what to change, right? It's not
Mm.
like you most people know what they want to change, and the thing that you want to change this year probably is the same thing you wanted to change 10 years ago, because your challenges tend to be the same challenges every year because it's very hard to overcome them. But it was like, I think what why I think the question was interesting is because it's pretty confronting, right? Like, if you're 85 years old, I don't want to keep doing X,
Mhm.
or I don't want to be a person that X.
Yeah.
Like,
But did you come up with
um,
stuff for yourself, or not really? Because
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
trying in my head now, but I'm like, I'm not sure if I have stuff. Is that
I
weird?
had something, but it's more like a behavioral kind of thing. So not
Yeah.
necessarily, I wouldn't change anything in my life because I feel like the balance and everything is fine as it
Mhm.
is. It's more like a personal behavioral thing that I have,
Yeah.
which I'm not very happy with, and that's definitely something I want to change. It's
Yeah.
also something that came top of mind,
I
like,
yeah, yeah,
hmm?
yeah. Yeah, yeah, I can see. I have the same a little bit, where I'm like, I don't want to be having too many arguments with people that don't, that the arguments that don't exist. And it happens in my head sometimes when I'm like in traffic, someone cuts me off,
Hmm.
and I'm like, oh, what if we would stop now? And I could tell him how it is, and I could, like, there's this whole argument in my head, and I'm like, I could just be like, he cut me off. I don't care.
Yeah.
Maybe I should focus on that. Or like when there's an upcoming conflict or negotiation, I'm always like, oh, what can go wrong? And like, there's all these
Hmm.
scenarios in my head, which I think is, it's a natural thing to have, but maybe a bit less of that sometimes, because sometimes you
Yeah.
make problems way bigger in your head. Just pick up the phone and call someone, and you'll likely to see, oh, it's all not
Yeah.
that much.
It's probably bigger in your mind than it actually is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's true.
yeah. And other,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
no, it's like an interesting period of the year. I always like it, as in, it's, as I said, it's a period where you slow down, where you reflect, and where you look ahead as well.
yeah,
I actually sent out a sheet last week, which you can download for free, which was called Reflection and Direction. And it had like a couple of questions that you can answer for yourself to reflect on the year, but also look forward into the next year, and kind
yeah,
of just zoom out a little bit and slow down for a second and see, like, how am I actually doing? And not
yeah.
just in life in general, but also your career and
Mhm,
things
mhm.
that need your attention there. So if you're interested, you can. I think it's on my Instagram account or on Artist Coaching Instagram account as well. You should reply with. I think it's one of the latest posts, and just reply with reflection, and then we'll send you the sheet. So
Nice.
that's something I love doing in this period of time.
Nice.
And by the way, I'm expecting a delivery, so I might be. I have to run.
I'll start another TED talk. You know, that's what I
Yeah,
do.
exactly. I've
I
seen that
also
you're
got
great at tech
even
talks.
more now that we're at it, anyways. That I probably should
Oh, sure.
spend. Well,
Wait,
well,
2 seconds.
chat. Everybody listening.
Say hi to
Or
the chat because we haven't said hi to the chat yet.
you gonna go get it? The
Yeah,
package or
I'm gonna go get it. 2 seconds.
hi chat. What's up? I'm gonna look who's in the chat live right now. I see Josh, Letitia, wait, sorry, it's a bit small. Ishankara, Silix Music, Bit3 Music, Gerard Francis. Happy New Year, everybody. Here it's almost time. But I was gonna say I'm gonna spend some less time on social media, and what I mean by that is I'm sometimes just allowing myself a little bit too much doom scroll time, and I think that's it's a waste of time. And I feel like I wonder if you're listening, what your opinions on social media lately are. I've been feeling it's getting a bit too well constructed. I miss a lot of authenticity in the bigger accounts. I see more authenticity in smaller accounts, and that's what I always like following. But what I also see is a lot of smaller accounts that do what the big accounts do because that gets them views. And there's also a whole new genre of accounts that show you how to reach the most and stuff. And I think that's so boring. And I think, yeah, but that's what I mean. That's why I'm too much following that kind of stuff on social media, too much watching reels or something. And then I think I should do that less and get inspired by real people outside. I think that's way more important. Israel Carter is here as well. Happy New Year. If you're wondering where Joey is, here he is.
Here I am. Ta-da!
Just getting
No,
a package.
had to get this delivery.
Yeah, Joey, I was just saying that I have another habit that 85-year-old me will want me to stop scrolling too much on social
Oh
media.
yeah.
And then I was like about social media, I really miss like or I think there's not much authenticity anymore in the bigger accounts, and it's getting
Like big
oh
artist accounts or?
yeah, big artist accounts, and it's all like a bit of a yeah, I don't know, it's really becoming in my head like this parallel world, which is very
Yeah.
weird and yeah, it's just weird if someone is all cool and then you meet them in real life and they're not, and it's like I
Huh?
don't know. It's what's this parallel world we're creating, and why are we sharing so many personal things? And now I'm talking about this authenticity, but it's so weird to be like, even when a celebrity dies and people are in that person's comment like, "Oh man, I miss you," and I'm like, "What do you mean?" That it's like it's weird. You're showing the world that you miss that person, but it's not really
Yeah.
that person. It's like we're building a weird parallel world, and I'm not sure if I am all for it. But I am also old, so yeah.
That's the thing. Like, I wonder if we are kind of like the only one. Like, it's I don't know. Like, it's becoming a very weird time to be alive. You know. And
The thing is, I don't think really, but more online. It is. If you're
yeah,
too much
but also
online,
like, yeah, but exactly like you say. Like, if you spend too much time online, it becomes a very weird world because
yeah.
it's literally two different worlds. And what I like is like I've been spending less and less time on socials as well.
Mhm.
And I've also like not watched the news for a long period of time. And what you start noticing as well is you just become calm. You know,
Mhm.
like it doesn't seem like the world is on fire every day, and it doesn't seem like in general, if you look around you, like you're doing fine. You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
yeah for
And
most people.
we're lucky to be doing fine.
Yeah,
And I think
exactly.
it goes for a lot of people, and especially social media. You're forced to compare a little bit. And with the news, it's like, why is some stuff relevant and other stuff isn't, and who decides for you what's relevant for you? And I think that's where I had some discussions with other producers once about the news, and I'm like, you don't really need the news. That was my argument, and they were
Yeah,
like, yeah, but
outside of kind of your
you need to know about the big things, and I'm like, what are the things that I need to know about that I don't become aware of otherwise? I still
Mhm.
speak to people, and I think a lot of people realize they or don't realize they don't really need the news. There's a lot of stuff there you really don't need to be aware of. And I think,
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes you read about accidents, that accidents happened there in Holland somewhere, and you're like, I mean, tragedy, obviously, but why would I be have to be made
Yeah.
aware of that? It's not
Your
really
brain
my
is not built.
concern. How and that sounds like I'm being insensitive, but I think it's just you're putting all that stuff in your brain, all this tragedy, because it's mostly tragedy. Why? Why are we doing that
And
as a species?
yeah, but that's the thing why most people feel like overwhelmed, burned out, like fog mind, because
Yeah,
all these things take up space in your mind and
yeah,
energy from your body, and we're not built to understand what happens on the other side of the world. When
yeah.
it's very important, yes, but most things don't really matter for most people.
No.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing, and I wonder how it's going to look like in the future. But it's the same thing with artists, I guess. As in, if you open Instagram, like sometimes I just tend to scroll like consciously and try to look
Mm.
at, okay, what am I actually looking at, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
why is
yeah,
this reaching me? Like,
yeah, yeah,
why is the algorithm deciding that I need to see this? Like,
yeah,
kind of like zooming out and seeing myself like in a third person. It's weird.
yeah,
But it's interesting, as in you start thinking like, what am I doing? Like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm here sitting on a couch
yeah,
in like on like a beautiful day, the sun is shining. I'm scrolling, watching somebody I've never seen. I
yeah.
have no clue who that person is, what he's doing. I
Hmm.
might laugh for a second, and I go on to the next one and the
Yeah,
next one. And I'm like kind of in this third person view where I feel
yeah,
like, what what am I doing?
yeah, and it's become that's what I mean also with parallel world. It's like first you had artists, then social media became a thing, and I'm talking. This is 10 years ago. This isn't a long time ago.
Yeah,
Where
12
they
years ago
showed,
ish.
yeah, okay, 15 years.
Yeah.
Just cut me some slack, dude. Like I don't know, I'm old.
Know your
And
dates.
those artists were showing this is what we do, and then people were like, oh, that's what you do, so now I'm gonna live accordingly to that like fake-ish thing, and it
Hmm.
becomes an experience of a wrong interpretation of an experience. So even like why parties, you can't really show that on social media. You can't really show the vibe. You can't show what that feels like. So the other people come to that party, and then it's like, huh? Why are people here with their phones? Like the whole
Yeah.
internet reacts then always. But it's like that to me is weird and also quite difficult to wrap my head around.
Yeah.
I think we're talking about this a lot because as artists, you're a big part. People look at your social media. I mean, more people view my stories than my sets. Which is
Yeah.
dumb. It makes no sense. Like what I more people view my social media than listen to my music. It's like, maybe not, maybe not. But even if it's the same amount, it's like that's dumb. Like, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
in a way that's dumb, and I don't mean the people that follow it are dumb. It's more like as a human species, what are we doing? Like you just said, what are we doing on these?
Yeah.
I saw this thing where some artist like had all these situations, and he took away the phones. So he like people were just
Oh
staring
yeah. I
like
love that.
in their
Yeah.
home in bed, and it's like then you realize literally that's what you're doing. You're just
Yeah.
staring at a screen. But I think
You-
Joey, we are getting old. We should
Yeah,
maybe talk
but
about not what
yeah,
we hate and
true.
what
But
we do.
let's bring it back to artists, because what I think is the biggest downside of this all, I think I've mentioned this before, like this age of average. Have I mentioned that before?
Yeah.
It was an article that I read a couple of months, maybe even longer than a year ago. But it was an article built around the idea that because of the fact that we are living online so much and that we all know what happens on the other side of the world, what trend is big in Australia and in New York, and everything just tends to become the same. Like if
Mhm.
you 20 years ago, if you traveled to New York, you found out that there's a different kind of coffee shop there, and there's different type of
Yeah,
food and different types of clubs, and that's why you travel to those locations, because it was a different culture, right? A
yeah,
different
yeah.
way of living. But because of Instagram, every single coffee shop around the world looks the same, tastes the same, is
True,
exactly the same, because we
true.
all follow Instagram and we all know how a coffee shop looks like by now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So it becomes an age of average, and it's not just coffee shops, it's also music, it's movies, it's everything becomes average, because we don't kind of take that extra leap.
Yeah, and that's the thing. What I mean with when artists were artists and they were showing what they were doing, it was, oh, that's all unique because there wasn't really an example. And then
Yeah,
that's why now, like, I see a lot of young artists and they post the same kind of videos that everybody is already doing. Like, you see a lot of those videos where
yeah,
people, and I do it myself or have done it, where I'm like in the studio and this is how I set up my phone and then I dance to my track. Why are we all doing that? That's part of that as well. And I
you
think
know
that's
what's
where
interesting?
what another interesting thing is, why are we all posting videos?
To reach people.
No, I know, but it's like that's the medium, right? Right? But there must be something else. Why are artists not creating real art? Why are DJs not creating real painted posters? I'm just saying something like it's
Yeah.
becoming only video now, and that's what I'm. It's something to think about. We're not out thinking outside the scope of what works on a screen anymore.
Yeah, and it's also not taking risks. And I think that's what social media did in a lot of cases, is like back in the day, you couldn't really compare yourself a lot to other artists, right? Because the only
Hmm.
way to compare yourself was by listening to their music and feel like, how does he or she sounds and how does my music sound, and how can I bring that closer together if I wanted to.
Yeah,
But now you start comparing yourself to literally the whole world, because you see all the artists constantly, like how they move, how they walk, how they talk, which clothes they wear, how they put it the cameras, like all these things, and you start copying those type of things. So it becomes more like, what's the anime music says, it's a homogenization of culture, as in it becomes like
yeah,
everyone is doing the same.
yeah,
And that's
yeah,
the thing with socials that you mentioned, like we're all doing the same thing, and I
yeah.
feel like the urge, and that's why we talk about authenticity so much here, like the urge to do something different and the
Hmm.
urge to be different and to make something of your own
Yeah,
is becoming the most important thing
yeah,
in
yeah,
2026, if you ask me,
yeah. And
because
it's
everyone's copying each other. Like it's
yeah,
crazy if you look at it, it's
yeah,
insane.
yeah. It
Like
is.
just do something different.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. I fully agree, and I see it a lot. And also some of the, and that's with all respect to those artists, but some of the artists that Ralph has mentioned, and they're going to this new style, and it's like they're opening new grounds. But then look at it from an outsider perspective, and it's like they all dress the same, they all do the same dances, it's all the same tracks. That is, of course, very how do you say that? Not nuanced. So I know there's
Yeah,
more to it, but there's a lot of it which is then like, oh, that's how you have to dance. Oh, you don't take the
yeah,
mic during a techno because that's not
yeah.
allowed. And then like I like that's why I like Marlon Hofstad. He's like, I don't care. I'm
Yep.
just gonna take the mic
But
and say,
that's like how the world works, right? Like there's always like these five people who are different, who dare to take the leap. They build a new genre, and the rest just follows
yeah.
and copies, and like that
Wear
that's
the
how the world
same
tends.
same kind of nowadays. There are these weird sport jerseys that everybody wears, And like,
You have these half zipper, right? Like how what's it called? Like there's
yeah, but
this trend.
that's already gone, I think.
Oh, dude, that was like last week. Anyway, but it's really like a thing which I think
Yeah,
is becoming a very important trend for at least the upcoming year and maybe even longer than that. Is that
yeah,
the fact that being different in clothing, in what you wear, or in what you drink, in what you eat, in what type of music you listen to, which movies you look at, because I think people are going to look for authenticity more
yeah,
and more in a
yeah.
world where every single thing is the same.
Hmm.
Wherever you travel, it's the
Yeah.
same.
Yep. And it's like it's hard because you're being told you this is like, of course, what we should really realize in the end game is social media, especially, it's made to earn money. It's not it wasn't invented for that, but now the drive behind it is
Yeah,
money and ads. It's made you want to like something, want to buy something. It's I have also bought stuff that I don't need, don't really want, but it wants us to spend time on the ads, scrolling
they
through.
want to
And of
keep you on the
course,
platform for as long as
yeah,
possible.
yeah, yeah.
That's the goal, and doesn't matter how.
That's
As
good.
long,
That's good to realize, because I think when Facebook was just new, it was like, hey, connect with friends and show the world what you do as a person, and everybody could become famous. And it was kind of like the people that were really interesting became famous, and now it's like the people who play the game the best. And we talk about a lot about tactics on social media, but I think going forward, it should be about the best people become famous again, and
yeah.
famous doesn't become a thing to pursue. It has never been for me, but it has been for a lot of people. And I think I always want to emphasize on artist coaching. Successful is something different than becoming famous. I think fame is a side effect, and I think do something you find really interesting and make that your thing as an artist. I think that is
And while you're
important.
doing it, make sure that it's something you really want to create and not something that is already being done 1,000 times, right? It's
Yeah,
something that labels keep saying as well. Like we're not looking for the next Martin Garrix
yeah,
because
but
there
no,
already
but
is
labels
a
are
Martin
though.
Garrix.
But labels are not a good advisor, I think, when it comes to what is going to be big.
I
They
think
aren't
labels
anymore.
in some kind of way also are looking because that trend eventually ends, right? So that they
Mm.
also look for the next big thing. So I think there's good money in kind of copying stuff. There's definitely like look at cover bands. They've been here
No, but
for 50 years.
yeah,
Cover bands in general make money on somebody else's work. So it works.
yeah,
But if you really want to build something sustainable, I would say build something of your own and make sure you own it, right? Like it's something that really represents you as an artist
yeah,
and please make it different than all the others. And that just feels very counter intuitive because we as human want to be we don't really want to stand out because we want to be part of the hurdle as of the herd.
yeah. I think you should like take into consideration that becoming authentic is the longer road, and it's not going to lead to quick financial success or fame, quick
Yeah,
fame. I think, and that's something that's yeah, it's sometimes difficult for people to understand that, I think.
I had a conversation a couple of weeks ago, and that person told me like it was about an artist career, and he was like, yeah, but can I do it quicker? So because I explained it like I explained him
Mm.
what to do, right? The let's say the blueprint of how to build an artist career. And then he came back. He's like, "Is there a way to do it quicker?" And I was like, "No." It's like, "Yeah, but I want to. Money's not a problem. Like, just tell me, like, can I do it quicker?" It's like, no. Like,
Yeah,
this is you need those years. You need to put in that effort. And yes, you might be able to amplify certain
yeah.
things with money.
Well,
So
yeah, yeah. There's
like maybe,
certain
maybe
things.
buying ads or buying reach, like
Yeah,
those things can be done with money, but in general even then you still need to put in the work and the time before labels are interested, before any
yeah.
other artist takes you seriously. Like
I think there are big artists right now that are actually entrepreneurs. They're actually businessmen, and I think that is something that has always been. Not that I still respect those guys, and I still respect how they operate businesses because that's a not easy. But I do think that's so boring to me. So I think that's also not really being an artist. But
The business, you mean?
there's there's artists that are really big but are basically businessmen, and the way they operate, and it's
Mm.
like there's not really a style. It's just like doing everything to become bigger and more viewers and more controversy, whatever.
Yeah.
I also want to add to that, this is also for a lot of beginning creators. Can we stop using Avicii as like clickbait or rage bait or like, oh, what if Avicii? I saw the other day, maybe someone that I know did it, but like, oh, what if Avicii had a baby with, and like, oh, would Avicii play this? This is something that Avicii. It's like you're basically saying Avicii died. Now I'm here to pick up the where he left off. It's like just stop using Avicii. Let the guy rest, man. It's like, what is that for
Yeah.
kind of content? You're comparing yourself to Avicii?
I can
No.
see why it works though, but
Yeah,
it's
but that's the problem. It's like there's no sense of style. It's just very, very non. It doesn't show style. I think style is that how you best say it. It doesn't show,
uh,
you know.
yeah, I don't know how to say that properly. Yeah. Anyway, two grandpas, which really
Playing
grind my gears.
the world.
Do you know that episode from Family Guy where Peter Griffin has his own TV show called Grind My Gears, as in everything that
Yeah,
grinds his
yeah, yeah,
gears. He
yeah,
starts
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about it. That's us right now.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, it's true. But yeah, we want to
It's
live in a
fun.
real world, not in a fake world.
And until that time. Hey, quick break. If you're an artist who's serious about growing his career, but you feel stuck and you don't know what to do, you feel overwhelmed, that's exactly what we help you with at Artist Coaching. At Artist Coaching, we offer one-on-one personal coaching for DJs and music producers who want to turn their passion into a sustainable career. Whether you're struggling with finishing your music, building your brand, or just figuring out how to stand out, we've been there and we can help. If that sounds like you, head over to artistcoaching.nl and book your free intake call so we can check where you're at in your career and see if we can help you. All right, back to the episode.
Community
The
question?
last
No,
community questions of the year for everyone
I
who's
didn't hear
just
it.
checked. You didn't hear it? Oh, dude, it wasn't live. Sorry. Here we go. Sorry, chat. Community questions. The last community questions of the year. As always, we take on questions in this podcast, which you can drop in the Discord throughout the week, and then we'll take these questions in the live show. For everyone in the live chat right now, you can also drop it in here. We don't have that many questions, I noticed, in the Discord.
Discord. Everybody is in
So
this limbo state.
yeah, exactly. It's fun. Like there's constant fireworks here, man. Like everything's blowing up here in front of us. Anyway, question from Al. Oh, actually interesting. I've been researching your catalog, Joey. Hey, I'm amazed that you produced so many hit tracks and still your most popular track is Life is Calling with Kill the Buzz. What keeps you or kept you inspired to keep producing? Well, I'm not producing anymore for probably something like 10 years now. Um, so it didn't
So
keep me
nothing.
so it didn't
Nothing.
keep me producing. Um, yeah, it's
What kept you inspired? Literally nothing, because you stopped.
nothing. Well, I had some moments throughout the years, as I mentioned in the past episodes as well. Like every now and then, I just really listen to certain music, and I just really get inspired to get back to music production again. Um, so maybe I will in the upcoming year. But yeah, it's like nothing. Nothing drew me back to producing in the past 10 years. Like I love doing coaching, and that's where all my time and energy went into, and that has been fine for now. Maybe it changes next year, but yeah, That's kind of it. And then the past year, Josh Letitia made a remix of Life is Calling, which was a very great remix. Hardwell still plays it in every set, doing very well. And Al also says, Happy New Year, countdown track Life is Calling. Got a gig tonight, dropping that bomb. Nice. Still getting played. Mikey Foden, Happy New Year, my man. It's 2026. Is it the year of self releasing? Thinking of dropping some tracks by myself, but wonder whether I should include extended instrumental mixes on streaming platforms or not. Yes, Mikey. 2026, 2025, and 2024 have been the year of self releasing. Um, and when it comes down to extended and instrumental mixes, extended, I would not put them on Spotify because not many people like to listen to 1 minute intros and outros. And instrumentals could work. Some people, it depends on what kind of track it is and how much influence the vocal has, but an instrumental could work, right?
Yeah, I don't know about instrumental, but I think what I would do, I didn't do that with my latest releases, but you can also get the extended to Spotify, but not show up on your page, so that when people search for it, they can find
Oh,
it.
really?
And I know that Spinnin has been backtracking their catalog and doing that, because for some tracks they didn't upload the extended
Yeah.
yet, but it doesn't
And
show
what
up on my page.
and what could change that game? That's what I was thinking about a couple of weeks ago. Like, if Spotify becomes a platform which works great with like
Yeah.
pioneers and with DJing streaming, right? Like when you're DJing and
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
just
yeah. That's
streaming.
the big reason for it, I guess.
Exactly. Like if that really comes, if that really works, like
Yeah,
worldwide and everyone's going for it, like that's when you need those extended mixes on the platforms.
yeah,
Uh, so that's probably why Spinning is doing the back catalog as well.
yeah.
But yeah, in any other way,
Definitely self-release, and also just talk to your distributor. I can. You always want to contact the human for these kind of things if you're not sure. Like if your upload system doesn't allow for that kind of things, you have to check with someone human within the distributor, and usually you can just email their support and then get like the answer or how to, like what I do now with my latest releases is I get the extended only to Beatport, because Beatport is the place where I want DJs to buy my tracks, and on Spotify it's the radio edit, let's say. And maybe in the future, if that depends on the DJ streaming market, let's say. This, so for DJ gear,
yeah,
I will upload the extended also to Spotify. But yeah, these are things, and that's something where it's also funny. I don't think a lot of people realize if they get stuck with. I'm not saying the one who asked the question got stuck with this, but if you work with companies, like even if it's AI based companies, usually there's a support email. Usually you can email them, and a lot of times you just get an answer back, and quite quickly as well. They're really good if
yeah,
they're, especially when they're like renowned or like well known.
renowned.
They're very much likely to help you and assist you. So I just also people just email, just ask
Yeah,
questions, find the support email, and if
I'm
they
that
don't have
annoying
that,
guy.
switching to another one.
Yeah, I always keep bashing client customer services, like especially since they have all these chatbots. Like I just keep bashing them.
I just
Like
always I see a chatbot. I'm like, employer. I need to
yeah,
speak to an
exactly. Talk to
employee. And
human. Talk to human. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
exactly.
That's not part of our frequently asked questions. Can you be more specific? Human. Now.
A question from Israel Carter. What did you guys do over the Christmas break, and did any of you cook a feast for the occasion? Well, I just mainly chilled. I worked maybe 2 days. Not necessarily work, but more like did some stuff on a laptop in the office. That's about it. And I did not really cook a feast. Like we did, how it's called, cheese fondue.
Me too.
So Yeah, so it's not that much work. It's like melted cheese, and you dip in it with bread or vegetables, and you can do it with like everyone. So it's nobody really has to cook anything, and it's very nice. I think it's Swiss. I think it's a Swiss dinner.
Yeah, they all try to claim it, right? Don't they? All the winter
Yeah.
sport areas try to claim it. It's
Yeah.
like Greek and Turkey, and they always try to claim they have the
Yeah.
kebab or something, whatever.
Anyway, that's what we did. So yes, we did cook a feast, but it wasn't necessarily like a lot of work. So what about you, Jay?
We did cheese fondue on Christmas Eve. Then my in-laws came to Holland. They live in Australia, so they came to Holland for Christmas Day, and we had uh, f- meat and like all prepared by my girlfriend. Really nice. And during the day, and then everything drinks during the day, and just like the whole day. And then on second Christmas Day, which is an actual holiday here in Holland, I think the
Yeah.
rest of the world calls it Boxing Day. But second Christmas Day we did with like my family side, my sisters and all their kids, and my sister at her house they hosted a big dinner.
Nice.
Um, yeah, and I still feel like I'm in the same zone where you're kind of waiting for the new year to begin and kind of taking a step back and just there's no obligations. Yeah, it's yeah basically that.
Okay.
Been
Question
nice.
from Martinez in the chat. Where do you think EDM is going? The last couple of years, for example, it has been techno and hard techno. Poof. Um, I think what's going to happen, and what already has been happening, what we've noticed during ADE as well, is that there's many subgenres. So I think what you'll see happening is that a lot of people will become more creative. I do think that that authenticity part that we just talked about is a lot of more people will start to become aware of that and start doing different things and kind of build their own subgenre, subculture within EDM. And it's just more about like small niches over one big genre, which is EDM. Just a lot of small niches which are related to EDM, I would say. I think that that will be something that keeps going.
Yeah, where's EDM going? Well, I know I have
You
I have
know,
the wisdom of the future, so I'm not going to tell you
melodic
guys.
rave, melodic
It's
rave.
not
That's
going to
where
be
it's
Melodic
going.
Way. Well, this is the thing though. Instead of focusing on what are other people doing, what I did was, hey, there's stuff that inspires me, there's stuff that doesn't. I don't really care what's popular. What do I like and what do I think works for my set? And I branded it as melodic rave. As you may know, if you don't, stream melodic rave, the EP, and there's more music coming. It's all in the melodic rave. Blah blah blah. No, but it's saying like I'm basically saying I'm building my own genre. I decide whatever it is. You'll get to see what it is. You know, hopefully, it's after a year there will be so many releases that you're like, oh, that's like the melodic rave sound. I get
Yeah,
it. But that's my tip for everybody that's trying to figure out where is EDM going. You're going to be too late
absolutely.
if you want to be um, yeah, you're gonna be too late for if you want to be part of inventing a new sound or whatever. And I think as an artist, you want to just focus on what you do and what you think is cool now, and go with that. And I don't, yeah, that question, where's EDM going? No one knows, and I think you shouldn't care as an artist. I think what Ralph would say otherwise. He would say like, "Hey, focus on what's popular," but I say more, get inspired maybe by what's popular or what's not popular. But um, yeah, man, that's why also Joey, be authentic. That is what can set you apart. That's where it's going.
Yeah,
You decide where it's going.
that's. I think that's a very good answer. And I'm kind. I will always kind of in the middle, as in I agree with you, but I also agree with Ralph. Especially if you want to make a living from this, it does help if you kind of look at what's working. Not necessarily to copy it, but to learn from it. I would say.
Yeah,
So
that's what I mean
yeah,
with like, get
yeah,
inspired by something. I mean, of
yeah.
course, if I see someone play a cool track or a cool mashup. I'm also like, that's a cool mashup. I wish I made it. Heck, I'm gonna make it and play it in my sets.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, keep doing that, of course,
Okay.
as well. I think, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Um, my battery's kind of dying, and my kids are kind of done. So I think we're gonna wrap it up for now. It's we've managed to extend it to 45 minutes. My battery made it longer than I actually thought, so happy with that. Um, my last words to everyone listening right now. Thank you for tuning in for the past year. Yeah, we really appreciate it. We try to be consistent even when everything's shit like this, unprepared from home, shitty mics. We try to show up every week and hope to be of value for you guys. And thank you so much for being a part of these episodes, for being part of the community, for showing up at ADE, for showing up at the live streams. We really appreciate it and looking forward to start doing it for another year with you all. And for now, Happy New Year, everybody! Enjoy New Year's Eve. I don't think a lot of countries do their own fireworks. In the Netherlands, we still do. So be careful with fireworks. Don't blow off your head. Um, Yeah, that's it. Have a good one, everybody. You too, Jay.
Yeah, I like to add to that. I think we're really grateful for everybody that's listening every week or commenting or even like every time shows up in the chat, but also hearing throughout ADE from a lot of artists that they have listened to the podcast, if they come across it. That's something that I think is really cool, and I hope we can keep doing that. And yeah, thanks everybody for the support. Suggestions are always welcome, and I think we're going to take artist coaching to the next level. Some real life events coming. Of course, ADE is one, and we're planning
The
another big
retreat.
one, the retreat in May.
Yeah.
And I think that's where what we're trying to do is just make as much money from this as we possibly can.
And then retire with
No, but I
2026.
think, and also why Laidback Luke is also kind of a part of artist coaching. It's like what Laidback Luke did with his forum has been part of my journey as an artist, and it's something
Mhm.
that's so cool that you get to meet other artists and people with the same minds. And I think that's what we're trying to be with artist coaching, not so much hear us rambling and hear us give our point of view, which are maybe helpful, but sometimes also not at all. But also to connect all of you and get you to maybe even get you out of your little shell, literally where you live. Maybe you live somewhere where there's no producers. Get to this retreat or get to Amsterdam with ADE. And I think that's our main goal. And I think this year we're well, we and I mean we as in the people that are also listening, we can be proud of how this year has been. And thank you guys for tuning in every week with the live stream. That really
Yeah, man.
drives us, like literally, because sometimes we have nothing to talk about it, and we just go to the live chat. So I really appreciate it.
Yeah, exactly. Same here. And one thing I want to add to that is something I want to do in the upcoming year with all the real life retreats, right? Real life events. I mean, like one of my goals is to get people from away from their screens and connect with people in real life. You know, like it's fun
Yeah,
and all to meet people online, and it's definitely helpful, but eventually meeting someone in real life, sitting down to a person in the studio, those are the things that are valuable. And that's the thing that with artist coaching we're focusing on, with collab labs, with the retreats, with the pizza parties, with all these things we do. Real life events, that's going to be the focus, like getting people out of their digital world into the real world.
yeah, and sit next to each other on a screen.
Yeah.
But there is
Exactly. Oh, the
something
irony.
magical about meeting someone in real life, and I think that's the magic we should really. And I think Gary, no, is it Gary V that talks about this
Yeah.
a lot as well. It's like that's something that as a species we should really realize and respect, and like that
Yeah.
is interesting, like meeting people in
Definitely.
real life. Also, if you're only producing, you've never been to a rave, go to a festival, go to a rave. There's even like me the first time ever on a like the school party, and they had like a big sound system. I just was like, the way the sound hit me
Yeah,
was like, holy shit, what is happening?
yeah, it's
And that's
different.
something that, yeah, that's important.
Exactly. People, happy New Year! Looking forward meeting you all. Ralph will be back next week as well, so we'll be with the three of us again. Happy New Year! Enjoy New Year's Eve, and see you next week. Thanks for tuning in. Bye bye.